Hey, what's going on? This is Frankie B. And hey, look, it's approximately 7:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am heading into the art flow. Now, this one's a little different because this video is what I'm calling a follow-up fulfillment. Now, that's kind of strange to hear, but just bear with me. Now, this fulfillment is based off of a bid that was done on the Alterna auction that was done back in July 31st of this year, right? Someone won or bidded and then won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of these beautiful Alterna Comics original sketch cards, full color, featuring characters that I did the concept art for, the mighty mascots. And hey, I must admit, this is definitely a catch. You know, I'm just saying, it's like you're getting these original characters, and it's all hand drawn, no trick of no mirror tricks or anything like that. It's all hand done on Alterna stock, sketch card stock. All right, let's turn that around. There you go. Actually, no, was this for? Well, no, actually, this is when I did it, and then the actual auction was, I believe, July 31st. Oh, I'm almost tricking myself up there. All right. Now, what's going on? Let me just catch up. The person that bidded on this and won this, I contacted them after the auction, and then they explained to me that they were going through a transition. So they told me to hold off on, on what I was supposed to do, because along with these cards, there was a 10th card, a blank, that I was adding, and it was going to be this right here. Now you can see some faint lines, non-photo blue on it. They finally got in contact with me. I got an email, and they said, "Hey Frank, what's going on?" And let me just throw a quick shout out for North Free. North Free has bidded on some of my other stuff and has won it, and just a fantastic new art collector of mine who's collecting my artwork. So thank you. Much respect, appreciation. Contacted me, and they said, "Hey, look, man, I'd like to have Kyron the Knight from Blood Realm." I said, "Ooh, okay." So he was very kind, very nice to send me a reference picture of the character, and this is what he sent me, and I printed it out. But you know me, as a professional that I am, I had to get some more illustrations, so I ended up finding some other illustrations of him just to get a sense of full body, sword, and everything like that. Because as I've always said in my videos, reference is everything. You need to have the reference material. Even if you think you know how to draw something, you should pretty much have some reference on the side just to back it up. Hey, look, I'm working on kaijus and cowboys, and I still take out my character sheets and drawings that I have because they're important. Because sometimes, I'm drawing, I don't want to say thousands of things, but I'll say on hundreds of different things, and my mind is going all over the place, and sometimes you'll forget something. I mean, even in some of the old classic comic books, you can see little errors and stuff like that because of, people just trying to pump the artwork out, and they might have missed something and whatever. So I like to personally cover my back and have some kind of reference material there in front of me. Even if it's a character I create, I'll have my reference material available so that I don't slip up. That I try to stay consistent with the character or illustration. So with that said, here we go. Now I'm gonna put those cards aside, those beautiful cards, and this is gonna be the Kyron Blood Realm sketch card. Now he wants it to be all in red, which makes sense. So I'm assuming that, yeah, it's gonna be I'm gonna see if I can do some little tricky stuff to make it kind of interesting. I'm gonna start off, this is just gonna be pencil, start off with the pencil, and then as my usual video, it's gonna be a mashup video, in which I'm talking right now, but then I'll transition over to hyperlapse, and the hyperlapse will probably be the final stuff, which will be the inking and then laying the color down. I think this will probably, I'll just treat this as just one big solid video and stuff, just to make it easy for everyone. But hey, I'm just glad. It's like now it's like I can finally work on this character. I feel like I drew Kyron before. I don't know. I feel like I've drawn the character before on another card. But, you know, knowing me, man, it's like I draw so much stuff that I just lose track of everything, you know, and I wish I could say I have the best organizational skills, but I just don't, and I don't apologize for it. It is what it is, man. You know, been on this planet for 51 years, man. I'm starting to reach that stage where they always said with the old folks, man, you know, like they've earned those little mistakes and stuff like that. It's like, all right, the grouchy old dude and whatever. It's like, all right, dude, you earned that, man. You've been on this planet long enough, half a century, man. Sorry for the little bit of rambling, but anyway, let's get this going. All right, so I got my reference material. I have to first say that Rob is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal artist, creator, writer. Man, all of the above. And his characters are really fascinating. The universe is definitely, it's fun. It's fun anytime. So anyway, this scenario right here is, I'm going to have Kyron sort of going through a swamp. You know, that's sort of like Norfree left it up to me. He said, you know, just as long as I got the sword in, he's got his sword out. So, you know, for me, when I'm working on stuff, I always try to put somewhat of a story in there. I like to also add that I started working on the Ultraman 2 cards, man. Can't show them yet. Sorry. I know you guys are gonna be like, oh man, come on, show me something. No, I can't. But I'm telling you one thing, you know me, I like to try to up the game, so I'm very happy. I'm very happy how I'm coming off with. I sort of, when I do projects like this, especially with sketch class, I treat things almost like an assembly line, you know? So it's like, you know, 1 week is just like I devote to just the penciling, you know, and then, you know, then give it a rest. And then next week could be, you know, all inking. So go all out, just go all out, bang it out, you know? That's how I kind of treat it. And Kyron, he's an intense character, man. Then of course you got all these, the classic, my man Rob Geronimo, man, with his detail, man. It's a madman, but good mad, you know. You know, his art style is so like, it's really amazing. I love it, and that's how it's supposed to be, you know. I feel like with art, we have to be capable of challenging one another. You know, artists should look at something and be like, man, what is this cat doing? You know, so I'm actually gonna break the frame on this. You know, that's how crazy I'm gonna get. I'm gonna break the frame. I just can't. I know I've done this character. I feel like I did a piece where I had him going up against some other of like these hovering sentinel creatures or something from the universe. I have a stack of books. I just want to say that I can't wait to delve into read. I'm currently wrapping up on the omnibus of Werewolf by Night. It's huge, and I will admit, I love Werewolf by Night. I love werewolves, but I'm a little, I don't know. I'm half and half on it, half mixed on it, because I feel like the story's kind of, I don't know. When I remember reading. And I think I've read like a few. I didn't read the whole series when it first came out back in the olden days. So maybe I was looking at it in a sense like I was like, oh man, I love werewolves and stuff like that. But the way I'm reading it now, the character's kind of boring. You know, I'll have to admit. It pains me to say that too. I actually do have the graphic novel for the newer version where I think he's Native American, so I can't wait to read that. But the stories are just like, I don't know. See, I think that I read that one story where there was the black guy. There's a Haitian guy who has lycanthropy, and he actually can. I think he can communicate or control. Yeah, he can communicate or control his transformations and stuff. And so I think I remember reading that, and I was like, man, that's really cool. So I was on the assumption that Werewolf by Night, like, he can actually control it to some degree, or like it was more like he was almost like Wolverine. So he's still, you know, he's still a beast, but then he's kind of like grappling with that and stuff. That was my thoughts. Now, while reading this, it's really like not as, I don't know, the werewolf is somewhat weaker than what I expect. Like, I don't like the fact that he doesn't heal as fast and stuff. I have to check out the Marvel universe, because I always assumed that he had mystical, like the whole thing with werewolves, that they had mystical healing ability. Like, you know what it is? The Benicio del Toro Wolfman has this. It literally has changed my viewpoint, because that's to me the seminal of how I imagine the Wolfman to be. Like the power that he possessed, you know. Like, if you haven't seen that movie, man, I love that movie. Love it, own it, love it. I love the power that he possessed. Even like in The Howling, those werewolves, like the power of like a werewolf, you know. And like, you have mystical healing abilities, and I just felt like that was not utilized. You know, I doubt I'm ruining and like, you know, ruining anything for anyone, but in the story, there's a scene where what's his name, Jack Russell, he breaks his hand. And it's like through a couple of books where, you know, issues where his hand hasn't really healed, you know, stuff like that. It's like, what? I just felt like they kind of wrote it, like the people who were writing. And it's what's sad is like, it's the guy who I really admired, Doug Moonich. He ended up writing Shogun Warriors, man, and I love Shogun Warriors. I mean, I can go all day about that one. But, you know, he wrote this. I gotta fix that sword. He wrote it, and oh man, it's just, I don't know. Like, I felt like the abilities of the werewolf weren't really utilized. Like, I feel like you still could have got an interesting story, but it would have been cool. Like, the werewolf isn't as strong as he should be, in my opinion. You know, he has the aggression, but you know, I really wish that, and I'm hoping that if Marvel does do well, I think that they're gonna probably do the more newer one, which I can't wait to read those books and see how it compares with the new Native American one. So I can't wait to see how that compares. But yeah, it's a different feel, you know. I'm glad I'm reading the stories. Trust me, there are a lot, you know, and it definitely deals more with the occult kind of stuff. So, you know, I can see why, like during the 70s and stuff like that craze, the cult, black magic craze and all that stuff. It definitely deals with a lot of that, which is surprising. Like, there's stuff in those books, man, like you look at and I go, man, there's no way they get away with that today. So yeah. So I don't know. I'll give it like a B, in my opinion. Because again, for me, it's really tough to grade stuff like that because it was so dated. It's like from a different time and stuff. So for me, the key thing is I wish that the werewolf had just more power, you know, in the sense of just not even more power, but just the fact, like, if Wolverine can heal, like, he should be able to heal. He's a mystical creature, things like that, you know. Like, I'm all cool with the fact that he gets shot by Silver and stuff like that, but he just, like, his abilities, you know, like, if I was to do a werewolf book, I would, my mindset would be thinking of like the Benicio del Toro Wolfman. That's probably the best version, man, where that scene where he's running on all fours, man, like, especially if you use the science of like animals that run like on his foot, like how fast, like I think he was running like maybe 40, like when he ran like on all fours and stuff, I think it was like 40 miles per hour, man. That's pretty fast. You know, you try to imagine something that's running at 40 miles per hour. Whew. Right, and then it has like this energy thing. So I'll do that a little bit. And shorten that down a little bit. Let's see where we're at. Oh, get that out the way. God, I hate these pop-ups. I think we're at the 15-minute mark. So I'm gonna shift on over to hyperlapse and stuff, and then really put the energy into this and get this done. So as always, thank you so much for coming by to my channel and checking it out and listening to the mad artist do his rant. I hope that for some that it inspires them. I mean, you know, again, I don't do tutorials, but you know, hopefully my videos will maybe ignite something within you where you say, hey, look, I've been considering the fact of, you know, becoming a professional artist. So, you know, maybe this will give me the motivation, excuse me, the motivation to just go out there and investigate and start researching how to go about that. You know, whether or not you need to go to school or whether or not just doing it your own way and then just going out there and meeting different people and whatever. I mean, it is a process. So the thing is that you have to be able to be willing to take the first step. It's not a magic pill. No one can tell you how to do this kind of job. It's all about doing your research, going out there, putting yourself out there, overcoming any fears you have with talking to people. Because I always tell people a vast chunk of what this business is about communication. It's about communication and going out there and talking to various people. The only way that I can survive is through the help of others and by talking to other people, and then people share my name, you know, and they say, hey, look, this guy's a good artist, he's such and such and professional, blah, 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 blah. Next thing I know, my email's blowing up or my phone rings. You know, if you don't have that, you got to work on that. And I say practice on talking to different people, break through that fear wall and go out there and achieve whatever your dream is. Even if you don't want to be a artist, writer, whatever, mechanic, whatever that is, whatever the thing is that you truly feel that you might be really good at. Just know that it's going to take that first step and then many more steps. Once you got over that first step, now you go further, you push further. Don't stop, don't look back, keep going, learn, open yourself up, you know, don't give in, and then, you know, you'll see. You know, the rest will be up to, you know, I always say the universe. I've always used that. I said, hey, the universe is going to, you know, as long as I stay on the path, then anything else that comes forward, you know, it is what it is. And so, you know, hopefully that's something that can inspire you to capture your dreams, to go for them. So with that said, keep that art flowing.